What do you need? No snacks. We're gonna have dinner in a minute. Are you hungry? Okay, welcome back to Teal House Farm. It's Tuesday, so it's another recipe from the canning pantry, and we're gonna do that in just a second. It's actually going to be posted on Tuesday. Today is Sunday, and on Sundays are different days for us since we do church in the morning. In the afternoon, it's kind of a free-for-all. The kids can watch TV, they can play with whatever toys. JJ is playing with her horsies. She got a horsey set for her birthday, so she's playing with that. No snackies, we're gonna have dinner in a minute.
Is that banana?
No, I'm dehydrating bananas. So they can use their tablets, they can watch TV, they can play outside. Whatever they can do by themselves, pretty much they're allowed to do on Sunday afternoons, because Sunday afternoons is my afternoon kind of off. I mean, you're never really off when you have a lot of kids, right? Like, somebody is always going to need something, you know, people still got to eat. It still generally has to be cleaned up, right? Because little kids make big messes. So, but the kids, they get to do what they want to do. They don't have chores on Sundays. We go to church in the morning, and the afternoon is a free-for-all, just whatever. So, but the other thing is on Sundays, because I'm trying to limit my load and have a day where I can just kind of recoup. I can read a book if I want to. I can take a nap, which I took a little nap today. So I don't really cook on Sundays. Sunday breakfasts are the one day of the week we do cereal. Cereal is not cost effective at all for a large family, but on Sunday mornings we do cereal. In the afternoon we typically do like peanut butter sandwiches and fruit, and maybe carrot sticks, something like that, or some chips. Just simple, simple, simple. A lot of times don't even put it on plates. They just walk around with their sandwiches because I don't want to create dishes. And then Sunday nights, we almost always have frozen pizza because I don't cook. And I try to, so these are cheap frozen pizzas. We used to do like good frozen pizzas, like the DiGiorno, but as inflation has crept up and prices have gotten out of control, our quality standards have changed, but I don't care because I'm not cooking on Sunday, okay? So tonight, frozen pizza, watermelon. And you may be saying, but this is a canning pantry cooking video. Don't you have to cook something? Well, I will, because being very pregnant, I really want some fried pickles. So I'm gonna show you how we do a really simple fried pickle with our homemade dill. So when I can dill pickles, I cheat, I guess you could call it. I buy the mix, I think it's Mrs. Wage's pickle mix. It makes great pickles every time. So no reason to reinvent the wheel when it's available. But we're gonna use dill pickles. We're gonna use our dry ranch that I always keep on the counter. I'll link this one below, how to make your own giant ranch mix, because we like ranch, and you can have more control over the ingredients if you just keep a dry mix yourself. Plus, dry mix is great because I use it to like coat like chicken or pork chops before I put them in the crock pot for extra flavor. So we're gonna do fried pickles with the ranch, and I make a really simple fried pickle. There's a lot of recipes that are complicated with multiple like dipping steps and breadcrumbs and cracker crumbs and lots of spices. I do a very simple fried pickle that's kind of like a one-step fried pickle. I'm going to show you how I do it, and it's delicious, but it's fast, which is great. So Isla wants to help, so let's get you an apron and we'll get cooking, okay? On the pizza, let's get you an apron. Okay, let's get started. Aprons on. Usually I make them put their hair up too, but her hair's really short and curly, so we'll just let it be. Let's lay out a flour sack towel. You could also use some paper towels, and we're gonna just drain the pickles, make sure we get all the moisture off of them we can. Okay, let's talk what else you're gonna need. You're going to need a bowl, and you're going to crack one egg, and you're gonna whisk it and beat it so it's all beat up.
Mommy, you need to put that up there.
Then you're gonna need, just a sec. Oh, you want Elsa up here? Okay, yes. She's watching us. And then you're gonna need a second bowl, and in this we're going to put a cup of flour, a generous teaspoon of salt, a generous sprinkling of pepper, and a dash of paprika. And you could also add some hot red pepper flakes if you want your fried pickles to have a bite. Then you're also gonna need some oil. So if you didn't know, you can reserve fry oil. You can use it several times. This is vegetable oil that I used to fry something last week, I think. And so I'll keep it out for about a month. I actually don't know what the shelf life is on fry oil. I would imagine it's like forever on vegetable oil, but you can comment below actually if you know more than I do. But typically I'll use it 2 or 3 times, and then at that point it's just too dirty. So we're going to use this. We might have to add a little bit more. We're not going to deep fry the pickle, so the oil does not have to be deep enough to cover all the pickle slices, we're gonna flip them halfway through, so this might do. And then when we're done and it cools off, we're gonna strain it, put it right back in this jar, and then later this week, Ivy wants to learn how to make fried chicken, so we will use what's left over to make some fried chicken. So don't use new oil every time is the lesson, because it gets very expensive to use oil for frying. And if you don't want to use vegetable oil, a lot of times I use lard. You could use another variety of oil too. Lard is actually really, really good for frying. I don't know why I used vegetable oil last time, I just did. So kind of whatever you want to use, kind of oil or lard you want to use should work just fine. Shortening works good too, like Crisco. Are you ready to fry some pickles? Yeah! Let's do it! We're gonna pour our oil into our cast iron skillet and get it nice and hot. So I have it on like a medium-high heat. Into the bowl goes 1 cup of flour, a nice oversized teaspoon of salt, and a couple dashes of pepper, and then a teaspoon of paprika. Isla mixes it up for me. In the other bowl, she cracks an egg and she scrambles that. Let's make the ranch now too while our oil's heating up. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of our homemade DIY ranch mix. We're gonna add to that a 1/2 cup of sour cream, a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, and a 1/2 cup-ish of milk. It looks watery at first, but trust me, when it sits for 5 minutes, it thickens way up. So don't think that you need to adjust it yet. Give it a second. All right, we dip the pickles in the egg and then into our flour mixture and right into the hot oil. We let them fry for about a minute on each side till they got a golden brown color, and then flip them over. And then we set them out on a plate. We do it in 2 batches since we have quite a bit of them from that pint of pickles. And just as we finish up, our pizzas are ready. Okay, there they are. And the ranch is definitely thicker now that it's sat a little bit. So typically you want to put a towel under these pickles when you take them off the oven so that they drain a little bit, so you can use a paper towel or flour sack towel. I realized I forgot it after we had already started, and I didn't want to like walk away from helping Isla with all that hot oil on the stove, so we just did without it, so all the grease is on the plate. So but put a towel down first, and then you won't have that problem, and then you can just dip them in your ranch and enjoy. We've made this with several different kinds of pickles. With our sweet and spicy ones, they're really good. These are dill, so you can be pretty creative on what you like. And like I said, you can add all sorts of seasonings. If you want a really thick crust on your pickles, like these are pretty thin on the outside, but it was fast. But if you want a thick crust, you would do, yes baby, okay, you would do the flour stuff that we made, an egg wash, you would do an egg wash, flour, another egg wash, and then you would do breadcrumbs on top of that. And then when you fry it, you'll get like that Kentucky Fried Chicken, real thick, can't tell there's a pickle inside, fry crust on the outside. But again, that's 4 steps to frying and 4 bowls you have to wash and different ingredients you have to have. So I just do them this way when I want them real quick, just because they sound really good to me. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you again soon.